This is my first time canning. I've never actually canned anything before. Not even water bath. You are witnessing history in the making.
In Atlantic Canada, we have some brutal winters. And I mean brutal. So with all the price hikes we're seeing lately, we're seeing a lot more people like ourselves getting back to our roots. Now learning to fend for yourself isn't outside of the realm of possibilities. Hunting for sustenance isn't completely off the table, but the only things I've been able to kill lately are raccoons and meat birds. So unless we convince ourselves that trash panda is a delicacy, I'll keep that one off the dinner table. What is of greatest benefit, whether you're forced to overwinter or not, is canning and curing. Since I'm still too scared to try curing meat, I'll stick with trying to learn canning. Surely, worst case scenario, we all end up with botulism, but we'll see what happens.
You just fill it?
Yeah, we try to keep them flat and you just fill it so it's tight. What you doing?
Well, one of the classic homesteading things, one of the classic, just things you do as a homesteader. As fall starts to roll around, it's what, August-ish now, so we are prepping for fall and winter, and canning is one of those things that we're making some pickles so that we'll have fresh pickles, because our cucumbers wouldn't keep good that long, so we're canning our cucumbers. Well, not ours, I guess we bought them. Making some dill pickles so that we'll have them throughout the winter and until next spring or summer when we can grow more fresh cucumbers. And that way, we don't have to buy them from the grocery store. We just have them. Save some money, save some time, and quite frankly, they're just going to be more delicious than anything you can buy from the store.
We got our
Put the top on.
Nope.
You don't put the top on.
You either give it a little smack, or you take something and you kind of like do this, and you see the little bubbles coming up. You're getting rid of any of the air that's in there. And then once you know that you've taken out all the air and it's at the right level, then you can put the top on. Because you don't want oxygen in it. That's what we're trying to get rid of. So if you don't get rid of the bubbles, you might not have the right amount of brine. Because sometimes after you get rid of the bubbles, the brine comes down to here, and that's not enough pickle brine or liquid. That's just what people tell me.
Or you trust me to do this?
This is the gateway into the canning world.
See, canning is one of those things that I'm scared of getting into, because everything you read is like, oh, somebody poisoned themselves because you get, what's it called, botulism toxin. You get botulism from canning things poorly, and it's just dangerous. Or it can be dangerous, I guess. Does that need more to be filled more?
You want it to go to that ring.
This is my first time canning. I've never actually canned anything before. Not even water bath. You are witnessing history in the making. Is that something?
And the ring goes on finger tight, not too tight.
They're not covered though. Like, do
That's
they need
okay.
To be, okay, they
No.
don't need to be covered. There's the things.
They're mostly covered. It's okay. They're just floated to the top.
Whoa, that's water. Top on, finger tight. Just like this. Like tight, or just like...
No, just finger tight.
Okay, there we go. Doing it. Maybe we'll die, who knows. Just mark the ones that I do so that we don't die.
You would know if it wasn't sealed. It's fine.
It's pretty much one scoop with that ladle. I like
Yeah.
that ladle. Yeah, the bubbles like to hide under those pickles, or under the cucumber, don't they? Stab some holes in them. Is that okay? They have holes in them?
It's fine.
Holy pickles?
You can market them as holy pickles.
Holy pickles. Religious. Religious pickles. I need a new thing. I need a new poker.
Oh, it fell.
We're missing a ring. Oh, it's on the floor. Okay. Here we go. And one more.
Although this was my first time canning, technically pickling, it wasn't the first time that someone had tried to teach me how to can.
Just bought me a pressure canner. This is a Presto one, and a very simple, great big large unit. And I have been, as you can see here, getting ready to, and I've already been pressure canning. So I will show you a couple of things that I have learned about it. So it's got a base, and you add in 4 liters of water. So I'll add in 4 liters. Can you grab me the vinegar? Can you guess why I'm going to put some vinegar in the base?
No.
No. I'm going to put vinegar in so that it, the minerals in the water doesn't stick to the jars. So put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons.
This is one of those instances where the information went in one ear and out the other. Also, that's my mom, by the way.
You want to get my jars that I've already prepared in the fridge. I have them. So what I'm going to do is you can set them right on the stove. So I already prepared those yesterday, and they're all ready to go. I've put beef, carrots, potato, onion, and some herbs in it. I don't know how many that is. About 3? I need about 3 inches. It doesn't matter because you're not going to see that anyway. It's probably good. Now, there's a real awesome gadget that, more so when you're taking them out than putting it in, but this, it grabs the collar and then you just set them in.
But you could just like...
When they're hot, yeah. But when you're taking them out,
Yeah.
you're gonna want this. And what's really awesome is it holds 7 1-liters. So what this will be, there's a whole time span in doing it. It's going to be in here for 90 minutes under high pressure, and there's a meal. So once it's all done, it can last a year.
It's a stew.
It's a stew, and it'll last a year or more, and I can just come home from work, pop it off the shelf, and got a meal. And from there, there's a bit of a process. We get the cover on, bring it up to temperature, put our little weight on. I'll show you with the cover. And maybe at another time we can actually just go through the whole thing. You can do it vegetable or meat. You go. It's a nice tight, so if anybody's nervous about it, and it is on a glass top, which is fine, you bring it up to temperature. When it has done its steam for a full steam for 10 minutes, you put for this elevation, a 10-pound weight, and when it comes back up to a rattle, then you set the timer for 90 minutes. And after 90 minutes, you just turn it off. Don't do anything. Just let it decompressurize all on its own. Then you take this off and you point it towards you because you don't want the steam burning your face, right? And then you've got your meal.
Do you have something you've already done?
I do. Okay, so these are some that I have already done. So
they don't have the rings on them.
No, they do not. And there is a very specific, important reason why not. So, but first, this is a vegetable stew that I've done. This is a beef stew that I've done. Ground taco meat. So I put taco seasoning in, cooked it up, put it in here, and it's all pressurized. And then this is just plain hamburger. So.
Well, that's not covered all the way. Does that need to be covered all the way?
Nope. And it was all the way up. But what's happened is the meat as it cooked shrunk. So we lost some of its.
And that's not an issue when you're.
Nope. And the reason we don't put the rings on afterward is very important, is because if you have that sealed down, but this isn't a very good sealed meal, it will pop and you won't know it because it'll be sealed down. So if you take it off, that's sealed. Yeah. Right? All of them. A very, very nice seal. So if you're worried about it, there's a three-step procedure that you do, and you pop it. Does it pop? Does it have air? You smell it, right? You look at it. Does it look okay? Does it smell okay? Then you boil it for about 10 minutes. If you're unsure, right? Boil it for 10 minutes, and then you can taste it from there. Does it taste okay? So you use all your senses to know, is this okay?
Is this going to kill me?
Does this have botulism? Well, it's just not a matter of, I don't know if I think so or not.
It looks fine.
It looks fine, but you can't see bacteria, right? Now, maybe if there's mold on it, if it's gray or blue or green, just throw it out. It's not even worth it, right? But sometimes some of the preppers, what they've done is they've kept the seal on and you can hear it pop and unpop. Well, if it's down, you don't know that it is already released. You want to know that
it's blown off.
You can feel that yourself, how there's no, I'd have to really use a knife or something to pop that off. This has got a lot of liquid. This was beef stroganoff. So it's a recipe for beef stroganoff, and I've dated them. So what I want to do is use the oldest first, right? And bring it out. So in the middle of the winter, I dump that in, get a little bit of a broth going and thicken it up and put that with, whatever, my vegetable stew. And there you've got a really nice meal. So just some options of some things that you can do as prepping, but how about you come over sometime and we'll actually go through a full process and maybe do some meals that you would like.
Is that how you make pickles?
Well, we gotta still water bath them, but yeah, you're done.
So canning is one of those things that a lot of preppers and homesteaders take for granted, I find sometimes. Like these cans of stuff will stay good for almost forever. So you just keep these in your pantry and you just keep these in your pantry and you're able to always have a store of food as long as you keep the label on them and you know what actually they are. This year we went ahead and bought an all-American canner. It's a 21 quart and there's a few reasons. I mean, this is a more expensive canner, but we went with this one because it doesn't have a rubber seal that can go bad. That Presto canner that Mom used previous in this video, the seal actually went on that, so I had to go buy her a new seal recently. But this is nice for just about all of the canning that you're gonna need to do. It comes with a great booklet and the weights and everything. And we've already been able to can a ton of stuff already.
from our canner, we've already been able to do carrots and beans, and we've also done some baked beans, we've done some corn, and we'll probably be doing some more stuff here in the next little while. But it's nice to be able to preserve them and have them so you've got them on hand. You can do meats, chickens, hamburger, just so you've always got some canned meat or some canned vegetables, and that way you're just prepared for just about anything. And I'm hoping that having a bunch of canned goods will get us through the winter if there's some crazy price hikes on food. If we have some issues this winter with supply chain issues, we'll see. But I'm excited to have everything we have. At the very least, maybe we'll be living off of pickles. I hope not. I don't want to live off of pickles, but maybe it'll come to that. But at least I know how to make them, and I know how to grow a cucumber, so at least we've got pickles.